Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 7, Episode 49, DJI Flip coming soon. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. Got a full house here already. Guys are rocking it. Let's see who all we got in here. Drone Shots, Steve Jeunesse, Jay Bird's here. My condolences, Jay Bird, on your Bengals. My Steelers didn't do that much better, so let's see. Who else we got? Johnny's here, Bud Bieber's here, Art's here. Welcome, Art. Droney Okie, welcome. Richard is here, welcome. Waypoint New England. Let's see who else we got. Jim Anderson, Greg Pittman, welcome, Greg. Welcome, Jim. Let's see here. Oh, and Captain Ray. All right, got a full house here tonight. Just a little programming note. Next week we're going to have a live show, and then the next 2 and possibly 3, we're going to have replays. I'm debating on whether or not the 31st is a Tuesday, on whether or not I'm even going to have anything that night. I don't know. We'll see. I probably will. I'll probably have a replay of something else. Trying to get a very special guest lined up for next week. I think it'd be really good if I can get a hold of him. And he hasn't been on in a while, and he's overdue. And I'm hoping we can get him lined up for that. So there were a lot of great Black Friday deals here, a lot. And we're going to go over a little bit of them because some of them, just to let you guys know, some of them are still out there. Not on DJI, but out on Amazon. I did see some great prices out on Amazon. So, while DJI might not have them, go out to Amazon and follow the links. I have links in the description again here. Check some of those prices out because some of those prices are still being honored, believe it or not. So I went out there today and I looked because it's still not Cyber Monday, but some things were actually honored here. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. Ron and Marcus are going to join me here in a little bit. Got that new drone to talk about too. So hold on here. All right. Let's go ahead and get started here. One of the first things is, and it kind of, I don't know, a little bit bittersweet. DJI to end support for iconic Mavic Air drone next month. DJI has announced it will cease service and support for its Mavic Air drone effective January 1, 2025. Mavic Air stood out at its launch for its advanced features packed into a compact, travel-friendly design with 4K video capability, 21-minute flight time, and smart features like active track and quick shots. It was a favorite among hobbyists and professional creators alike. Its foldable design made it particularly appealing for travelers and on-the-go enthusiasts, okay? DJI attributes the suspension to its periodic reassessment of product life cycles. The statement, the company explains, evolving technology and shifting usage requirements necessitate reallocating resources toward new innovations. While the strategic shift aligns with DJI's vision to enhance the user experience through cutting-edge project, it leaves Mavic Air owners in a bind as repairs, updates, and other support will no longer be available. Mavic Air's discontinuing follows a broader trend at DJI where legacy models are phased out to prioritize the latest technology. Recent years have seen several other series such as the Phantom 4 and Inspire 1 reach their support end dates as well too here. So yeah, it's bittersweet. I'm not gonna lie. I had my time with the Mavic Air. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. The big thing, and I think this hit everybody with a Mavic Air, was it sounded like a hornet's nest. I mean, every time you started that drone up, it was it was louder than the Phantom 4. Yeah, it was just loud. And thank God for getting some quieter props on it because they really needed them. But all in all, I think it paved the way for the future Air series. It also paved the way for the Mini series. And as I've always said, and you've heard me say every year on this show, you've heard me say time and time again, DJI does not waste technology. They build upon previous models, and they did that there. So kudos to them. Absolutely kudos to them. Gonna miss it. It was absolutely great. But it's time to move on. John Flynn, welcome, John. Good to see you as well too. Lauren, welcome. Good to see you on as well too. So Dr. Ted's here as well. All right. A little bittersweet, but it served a good purpose, and I'm sure there are going to be repair shops out there that will still be able to fix them if you have issues. So that would be your source to do that. Again, this will not start till the support doesn't end until January 1st. So you have some time, just to let you guys know. All right. There's been a couple of firmware updates here that I wanted to go over here. And the first one was the Action 4 camera. And I got to tell you, I thought, to me, I was like, the Action 1, the original one, like, how can you get better than that? The Action 4 is fantastic. We got an Action 5 out now. DJI's released a new firmware update for the Osmo Action 4. Let's read it. The standout edition in firmware is the FOV boost lens that expands the Osmo Action 4 FOV to 182 degrees. So whether you're documenting high-end octane action like skiing or sweeping panoramas, nature, the FOV boost lens ensures a dramatic, professional-grade perspective. Meanwhile, athletes and adventurers can now overlay sports metrics on their videos thanks to the new sports data input feature. So that is absolutely fantastic. And when you pair that with like a DJI Mic 2, that's an unbeatable combo. I mean, I love the Pocket 3, don't get me wrong, but I'll tell you what, this is my go-to camera when we're going out and doing things out and about and stuff. Pairing that with a DJI Mic 2, you can't beat this. It is just absolutely stellar. Look for sales on it. I mean, it's something I really like. I really enjoy, and I highly recommend it. Absolutely, highly recommend it. If you want to go for the newest and greatest, the 5, that's fine. But the 4, I'm just incredibly impressed with it. It's doing everything well, and I can't say enough about it. All right. Had another firmware update here too, and this is on the Pocket 3. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And again, all these articles are out on Build a Drone Review Facebook group, and I did put them out on the Facebook page as well too. I did have some time to do that today. So DJI Pocket 3 gets smarter, Mic Mini support, and more. Okay. One of the updates standout features is the introduction of support for the new DJI Mic Mini. All right, which is absolutely fantastic. Includes a Mic 2 and Mic Mini. The update also optimizes audio settings, ensuring stereo output even when only one mic is connected. A thoughtful touch for professional grade sound recording. The update introduces customizable recording function. Creators can now choose whether to enable or disable press and hold shutter record button to cancel recording feature, which is activated by default. Additionally, the Mimo app sees improvements in the background download capability, simplifying the management for its content creators. Okay, the Pocket 3 is a fantastic camera. I like it. I really like it. But for me, the Action 4 is my camera of choice. But for little quick stuff, especially like for family gatherings and things like that, Pocket 3 is El Primo. I'm going to be using that when the grandkids come down and have that with me all the time, because it'll be unobtrusive and it'll be right there for me. But these are some great updates for the Pocket 3 here. So that's absolutely fantastic. Now, was there another one here? Okay. Yeah, this is a good article here I found on Drone DJ, and I wanted to share this with you guys because it's talking about what is DJI Osmo Audio, your guide to studio quality sound. And it really delves into, and it gets, it talks you, tells you first of all, what to do to get into the ecosystem. And you're either going to get an Action 5 Pro, an Action 4, or Pocket 3. And you pair it with a Mic Mini or the Mic 2, but they're talking about the Mic Mini here, leveraging the DJI Mimo app, and that's a very powerful app. Don't discount that. That really, it does a lot of great things, especially in this ecosystem right here. And then crystal clear sound, ease of use, reliability, compatibility. This is a great guide here. And, if you're looking to pair this is a perfect pair. For me personally, I like the Mic Mini, and I would have gotten it had you been able to record with the transmitter, but you can't record with those transmitters. It's only with the mic and the Mic 2. So that's why the Mic 2 is mine of choice. But if that's not important to you, then you can save a little money and get that. But this is how the system works and how it fits in. And DJI has been very smart. They're very smart in terms of how they make their products be interchangeable and fit with one another. This is an absolutely great example of this right here. So something I highly encourage you guys, if you want to get a part of this ecosystem, definitely get them. If the mic's fine for you, do that. But the mic 2 for me is the bee's knees. I absolutely love this. I use the bejeebers out of this, and I got to charge this up. It's like every couple of days because I'm using it so much, and it's fantastic. And I can't say enough about this, the mic 2. So, but yeah, that's part of the ecosystem. I highly recommend it. Definitely, you want to take a look out there, and don't just limit, Amazon has a lot of great deals. So go out there and take a look right now. Just because it's Black Friday and Cyber Monday are over doesn't mean that they don't have things that are out there. So yeah, Jay Bird, I agree 100%. The mic 2 is just absolutely awesome. And, for that matter, the original mic was awesome as well too. Okay. Let's see. What do we got next here? I know I've got another article up here. Okay. Let's share. Okay. Many of you probably saw, and I know our good friend Johnny. I'm going to pick on you, Johnny. All right. I watched your short video. Got the Power 1000. Congratulations. And maybe I might be getting one tomorrow. I don't know, but yes, I am. I got one coming in tomorrow, and I got the cables to go with it too. And then when I get some extra funds, maybe Santa might give me some extra funds for Christmas. I may be getting the solar charging option as well too. What they did here with they have the Power Expansion Battery 2000, the 2 kilowatt hour battery pack is essential and extension battery for the Power 1000. Features like compact stacking, high capacity storage, and lightning fast charging. The Power Expansion Battery 2000 aims to address power anxiety in both rugged outdoor settings and emergency situations at home. The company is promising a variety of expansion methods, high power charging and discharging, and easy stacking and storage designed to ensure you're fully charged, secured, and prepared regardless how long or remote the trip here. Okay. Looking to see here in terms of a cost right here. Time is of the essence when power runs low. They're trying to, obviously talking about that. DJI expertise in battery technologies. Okay. Power Expansion Battery 2000 promises free. I'm not sure, they didn't have a link in here. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, they don't have a link for this. Okay. And I'm not sure when this expansion pack is going to be available, because the only links that they have are for the Power 1000, which on Cyber Monday was available for $379. There you are, sir. How are you, Ron?
Bill, how are you tonight?
Good.
I want to congratulate you on the Pittsburgh Steelers' exciting win on Sunday against the Bengals.
The offense showed up. The defense, we won't talk about the defense. And we'll talk about that.
I do want to throw in the Power 1000. That sale's off now.
Yes, the sale is off now. But what I was talking about is Drone DJ put out an article. DJI has a Power Expansion Battery 2000 and didn't really name a price for it. It's another battery for the Power 1000. So, and by the way, for those of you who purchased it through Amazon, just as an FYI, at $379, it was on sale at DJI for $479. But the Amazon one, I looked at the fine print. It's not returnable. The only way it's returnable is if you have an issue with it and want to get it replaced. Other than that, you can't get a refund on it. So
I think somebody mentioned that in the Drone Nation, some show I was watching recently. They did talk about that.
Yeah, and well, this Ron, I didn't find a price on this at all. I don't know. I think it's probably out there, but I haven't seen that. So, by the way,
think DJI was phasing out the Power 1000 with that sale?
No, I don't think they're phasing that out. I think they were just trying to generate a lot of sales, which they did, and count me in on it. Mine will arrive tomorrow from the mother. I ordered from the mothership. Okay. I just felt, Amazon, it seemed just a little sketchy to me that it was $100 less and it was going to take a little longer to get here. and then they had that clause in there that you can't return it. And I'm like, so I just went with the one with the mothership, which was
Well,
$190.
I can't blame Amazon. So many people on Amazon, they order stuff just to see it and send stuff back. If I'm Amazon, I wouldn't want a whole bunch of people just ordering the Power Station 1000, looking at it and saying, well, that's too big, and send it back for free. So I definitely see where Amazon came from on that item.
Oh,
you probably know people like I do. They'll order something on Amazon, not even thinking they're going to keep it because they know they can send it back for free.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Joe Naoki here. I agree with you. Like us for the Air 3S case. Yeah, mine's stuck somewhere too. It's like I don't know, and that's what you get. And I hate to say this, when you ship things USPS, a lot of times it gets stuck in transit. Okay, and that's one thing that I have seen repeatedly, time and time again.
And this is the worst time of year to order something if you expect speedy
shipping. Yeah, Ron, you're right. I mean, it's just this time of year, especially USPS, kind of gets really clogged up because a lot of people still, look at them as a primary method of shipping. And, for me, I'll tell you what, my method of choice in terms of both sending and receiving, if I have a choice, is FedEx. And for me personally with FedEx, they get to my house in the morning because their distribution center is about 20. It's probably about 15 miles away from me. It's not very far. The one for UPS, we're on the opposite side of town. So we get our deliveries maybe like 7:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock at night from UPS. So, I'm
a late day UPS, receiver also.
So I said there's a couple of vendors I deal with, especially with ham radio stuff, and I've told them, I said, my shipping option, please ship at FedEx or USPS. Don't ship at UPS because it'll take forever to get here. It really will. And I'm like, no, we're not going to. Not going to do
United States Post Office will get stuff too. But some early noon to early afternoon, and FedEx around me, I don't have a pattern. It could be any time of the day. It could be early, could be late. I don't have a pattern with FedEx.
Yeah. And with USPS, well, for us, it's a little bit of a conundrum because sometimes they'll deliver it to our door. And sometimes if it's not too big, we have a mail kiosk here in our development. And they have parcel boxes, lockers. And they'll drop a key in your box and then you'll get it. Now, these lockers are about yay big and it can fit some pretty decent sized packages. But if it's bigger than that, they'll come to the door. They'll knock on the door and they'll drop it off at your front door. So, but that's all. But our post office is really sketchy. I mean, really sketchy. So that's why I almost always prefer, I'll take UPS because it will get here. It's just going to be late, or FedEx. But USPS, yeah.
And again, a lot of stuff all comes down to the person you're dealing with. I have a real good mailman. So United States Post Office is real reliable for me because I have the best mailman. Bob, he's the best mailman at Margate.
Yeah.
Gets here reliable on time.
Well, one of these things, and I was out today, Ron, and I looked, and there was still some great prices out on Amazon because I know DJI's sale was still over. And I looked, like, for example, the Mini 3, it still had a great price on it on Amazon, just the Mini 3 by itself with the controller. Not the art.
That was the price before the Black Friday sale. They went back to the price it was before, like $415 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what normal. But the one I saw for the Mini 3 was like $309. So that's a good price. I was pretty impressed. So, and that's why I've been telling people, and that's why I wanted to bring this up here. Go out there and look at some of these links out here. Okay.
Folks, Bill, you're giving good advice, folks. Just because Black Friday, Cyber Monday are over doesn't mean there won't be some good deals between now and Christmas.
Okay, now it's 419 here. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and share this here. That's one thing I wish that StreamYard would do is when you click a link inside another link, that it would go there. Okay, you can see right here $419 for this, and this is what was posted on the article. Is a discounted price, so that's still a very good price right here for the Mini 3.
Yes, yes, it is.
And then the Mini 3 with the DJI RC, it's $549. So those are still very good prices for that drone.
Yes.
So that's why I'm telling everybody, go out there and go through these articles and click on these links, especially out on Amazon, because they're still going to have some sales out there. And then you would do yourself a favor, because I know before I went on the air tonight, I looked, and I've got several emails from Best Buy, and there's a lot of stuff going on at Best Buy as well. So definitely drop out there, because they're offering a lot of things on sale. Just because Cyber Monday's over doesn't mean sale prices are over. Get out there and check. I mean, let your mouse do some walking here and look through some of these sites, because that's the way you'll find these deals. I mean, if you don't go out there and look, you're going to miss them. Okay. And that's how I found several of them out there already, which I think is fantastic. And what I did when I got my Power 1000, Ron, I purchased separately all the cables. Okay. I purchased a cable to charge the Mavic 3. I purchased a cable to charge the Air 3. And then I purchased a cable to charge it via a cigarette lighter in the car. So I have those options available. And and a lot of people say, why do you get one? You have a backup generator anyway. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, it's number one, it's redundancy. Redundancy is always a good thing. And number two, this is going to be really handy for me when I'm charging drone batteries. Okay, because I'm not having to hunt for outlets. It's there, it's available, it will work, and it'll do a great job. And but in case of a pinch of an emergency, okay, we can still have that, because if there are a lot of times you really can't. I mean, when you have a whole house generator, a lot of people are under the notion you can run everything full blast. You really can't. All right. And one of the things that you can't do is you really should avoid using appliances that have natural gas, because that's how our generator is powered. So that's why I went ahead and did something like this, because the more you draw on the system, the more natural gas it's going to use, and it's going to not be good, and you might get a brownout or some things like that. So, all right,
good point.
Upset about all that. So we actually, Ron, I can't believe it. We got something else coming. Yeah, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
You remember about the middle of the summer, we saw a leak of this picture of this flip, even before we knew about the little Neo.
The Neo, yeah. I was like, as soon as I saw it, I said, we saw this before. I remember that. I remember we talked about it on the show, you and Marcus and I. I said, we've seen this. This is out there. Boom, here we go. The Neo comes. I'm like, oh, okay. That was just somebody's whatever. And then boom, next thing we know, we get.
Apparently got FCC approval yesterday.
Yes, it did. Now, I got a couple articles here, and then we're going to look at Jasper and Igor and all that information here, and you have some thoughts on this. Let's go ahead, and here we go. Leak reveals a new DJI drone with compact folding design. Okay. Breaking, thanks to my friend Yu. This is the world's first view of the DJI Flip. The Flip will be the next-gen foldable DJI drone video. If you were waiting on a Mini 5, this is it. It will have O4 and probably LiDAR. Prop guards are like FPV carbon fiber. Cheers, Jasper, okay? And here's the actual video that he posted out on his Twitter account right here. And you can see, there it is.
Yep. Yeah,
which is very, very, very interesting. So, all in all, I mean, this is incredible, Ron. Let's go. We got a couple other things that I want to take a look at here. I thought I was still sharing. There's Marcus. Hey, Marcus.
Gentlemen, and I use that term loosely.
All right.
Yeah.
Marcus, are you ordering? Are you getting the Flip?
I likely will. I mean, obviously we don't know much about it. However, yeah, what intrigues me, I'll tell you what intrigues me about it. It's probably a better way to start, is the foldability of it. If it's truly that portable, I can see a lot of situations where that'd be pretty cool to have.
Well, you know what? And the first thought that hit me with this, guys, after I looked at this, okay, this is an upgrade to the Neo. Okay, this is a step above the Neo.
Of course, those guys said Jasper said it replaced the Mini 5.
No,
I think what he was doing with that, I think he was just saying, everybody, when's the Mini 5, Mini 5? I think for now this replaces the talk of a Mini 5. I don't think it's going to be as capable as a mini drone, but it's going to be much more capable than a Neo. Okay, it's going to have.
I'm going to set my Neo back already.
Well, the Neo is Marcus really nailed it on the head for me. He said, enjoy the drone for what it is, okay, and don't lament on what it is not. And I really took that to heart when Marcus said that. And I see that with a lot of the footage I've seen from the Neo. Enjoy it for what it is. Have fun with it. That's what the drone was designed to do.
Hey, Jay Bird's got a question in chat, I guess for us or whatever the panel here. He said, any idea on the price?
On this, okay,
yes.
I'm going to say at least 125, 100, maybe 150 more than the Neo. I'd say you'd probably be looking 425, 450 for something like this. That's just me. And the other thing that really popped into my head too when I saw this, okay, the Hover X1, all right, is competition for that because the Neo really doesn't compete with that as much as something like this. I think this would.
Hey, look at Intel Maxwell Rotor's comment. He says this is why we saw the beacon the other day. It's for the flip.
He may be right. That's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Jay Bird, the follow-up question, Bill. He's asking that price you gave. Is that for a fly more combo or a drone only?
I think for like the 425, that's probably going to be for the drone only. I think for like a fly more, maybe 475, 500, somewhere in that kind of ballpark. And again, that's well under the price of the Mini. I mean, that, and again, just to emphasize, this bridges the gap between a Neo and a real true mini drone. Excuse me, a real true mini drone like the Mini 4 Pro, where that you're spending $1,000 for that, and here for something like this, you're spending about $500, but you're getting a much better camera than on the Neo, and I think you'll probably get better runtime on this as well. And then also maybe that tracking capability. So this is really interesting. I'm very intrigued by this.
There's the picture from last summer.
Yeah.
There
it is. Huh? Yeah, and it begs the talk. I mean, when you see things like this, guys, it begs the talk. Is this a week or so out? I mean, are we going to see this before Christmas?
Well, if it's only a week out, we don't know. We outside of FCC approval, we don't know anything. We don't know the camera specs. We don't know the flight time, the battery power. We know the price. We know Zippo outside of the FCC approval and a couple drawings and one shady video.
Yeah, I mean, I really at this point, it just really begs the question, is this something that we're going to see in 2024, or is this going to be the first drone we'll see in 2025? I would say this, and this is just me talking, okay? I don't think there's enough time to get this to market, but with DJI, who knows? I mean, they have not followed any consistent pattern at all. They've never followed a pattern consistently. And especially this year, they've never followed a consistent.
Plus, they got to beat that drone ban.
That's true. That's very true. But again, this is another drone that will probably be under 250 grams. So that's going to be a real big plus in their column, because that means it's going to be very user friendly in a lot of other countries besides the United States, and it'll sell well.
So a couple things that we can tell from just the pictures. It looks to me like it has a gimbal on the camera, which tells me that the camera is probably going to be, is very likely to be an improvement over the Neo. The downside to the Neo is it just has that one-axis gimbal, and it's got electronic image stabilization. It's got a tiny little sensor anyway, and then EIS is moving that image all over that sensor, so it limits the resolution and how good the video can be. Now, if we have a gimbal, a real 3-axis gimbal, that probably will make that little sensor work a little bit better and probably get some better video quality. We can see that that we have those prop guards, which, as Ron pointed out to me yesterday, that's why this isn't a replacement for the Mini 5. That limits the flyability of the drone, right? That limits how fast it is and how quickly it can maneuver, etc. So again,
and how it fights the wind.
How it fights the wind. It makes it more in that selfie drone kind of category, clearly designed to fly over people. So I'm sure it's sub 250 grams. It's another casual drone. In other words, it's not the main attraction. It's the product that you're going to use when you're at an event or with family or something like that, and you want to get some pictures or video. The way it folds, I think, is very, very interesting, because that tells me that it's ultra compact, and there's value in that. There's no question about it. What we don't see in any of this, or I don't think we've seen a controller, have we?
No.
So could it be used with that beacon controller they're talking about? Maybe. I suspect that is more for use with the Air 3S, etc. Those kind of drones. This may not, who knows whether there'll be a controller available with it or not.
Again, one of the things, great points, Marcus. One of the things that really kind of intrigues me on the front of the drone is, it looks like there may be some type of obstacle avoidance with this as well. Right above
the big thing above the top, on top of the camera gimbal,
yeah, and having that 3-axis gimbal on there as well too, as you said, Marcus. It's a cut above a Neo, but it's not a Mini 4 Pro, and it fits. DJI's really kind of segmenting their drone series right now, and it's fitting areas for them, and they're hitting price points. Okay. Who would have thought this year, if you would have, we would have talked, say, in January this year and said, DJI is going to put out drones that are going to compete with Potenzic and what's the other one? Holy Stone. Okay. DJI is going to put out drones that are going to compete with them price wise, but yet have that DJI quality. I said, seriously, why would they go after that? And it's like, boom, here it is. And then the Neo is getting rave reviews. Time Magazine says, it's the drone to buy this year. And here we go. Here's another one in that same kind of category, in that same area, where it hits that price point that Holy Stone and Potenzic and some of the other off brands try to shoot for. And, they do it well. DJI has always done everything well. And here it is. It's coming out. And who knows? I mean, they could surprise us with a Christmas release. I don't know.
What Marcus pointed out about, looks like it has a gimbal, and you pointed out it looks like maybe a sensor on it, but that makes it not an FPV drone, because those guys don't really want 3-axis exposed.
Yeah, it's not an FPV drone.
A lot, and they don't want obstacle avoidance because they want to get close to stuff, but yet it has. So if it's not meant to be an FPV drone, it gets close to stuff, then I'm not getting in the prop guards or whatever on it. So it's kind of doesn't make sense. And Bill, can I be a curmudgeon for a second?
You can do that, Ron. Absolutely.
old guys like me or whatever, I'm not looking for getting more drones that have these prop guards on them that aren't good to win, that you got to fly with your phone or voice command or something like that or whatever. I don't really need more of those type of drones in my life or whatever. If DJI is going the way of getting away from good old fashioned controllers and camera birds that can cut through wind and whatever and fly good, man, and they're slipping more into these TikTok, Instagram drones that you fly with your phone or nothing at all, and again, they're for close proximity, not good in the wind or whatever. That's not the direction I want to see.
Ron, I think they're leaving no stone unturned. I don't think they're ignoring the likes of what you and I like to do. However, I think if they see a niche, they're going to go after it, and I suspect that's what this is.
I mean, that's what we think. But you look at comments all over the internet. People have been waiting for drones like the Mavic 4, the Mini 5 Pro. They've been waiting for those drones for over years now. In some cases, years. And instead of getting those drones, they get these type of drones.
Okay, I'm going to come right back at you, Ron. So remember when the Mavic 2 Pro, man, that was out for 3-4 years before we got the Mavic 3, right? So that Mavic is not the one that they update every year, and so that Mavic 4 is coming. It's just probably about the same as when they replaced the Mavic 2 Pro. I don't know, kind of along the same timeline. I think that they are discovering, their market research is discovering these little niches of areas. I guess if you could call the Neo a niche, I bet they're selling the heck out of it. And I think those are the kind of things they're attacking. And you're absolutely correct is it may not be for us, right? We're our interests are a little bit different, but it's a profit deal. They're in it for the money.
Absolutely. And Ron raises a great
point. But of course, from business, Marcus, if a real profit, a higher ticket item like a Mavic 4 brings in a lot more profit per unit than these little $199 things. You gotta sell I don't mean the word like an S-ton of small cheap things to make profit, where you release a bigger luxury product like cars. Okay. Lexus makes a lot more money selling their expensive, cars than, some little cheap car.
Yeah, but Toyota sells a lot more Camrys.
Well, Camrys aren't that cheap anymore. Camrys aren't that cheap anymore. This is more like a 1979 Corolla.
Okay, a Toyota Yaris. How about that, Ron?
Yeah, it's more like a Yaris or whatever,
Well, Ron raises a great point here, because one of the things DJI has done, and they've done it so well, and maybe they've done it a little too well, is they get us conditioned for these releases, okay? Mavic 3, we want to see a Mavic 4. Mini 4 Pro, we want to see a Mini 5 Pro, okay? They get us, we're anticipating that. Maybe their marketing is going a little too well as far as that's concerned, but yet also, too, like Marcus says, they're seeing a niche and they're filling it, okay? The Neo, okay? Now the Flip's coming out, of course, the Avanta, they see this niche, they're filling it. I mean, look at the price points that they're at now. I mean, you go up and down the line with, price points for where DJI's at, they hit almost everything up to $1,000. It's something is going to be in that area, and then between $1,000 to $1,500, and then between $1,500 and $2,000. So there's really kind of a lot there. And I think too, a lot of people, and I know I've seen it in the chat before, and I think you guys, it's like, okay, the Neo's just come out, okay, and now all of a sudden we're gonna have a flip. We're gonna put a flip out there for you guys. Enjoy it. And it's like everybody says, whoa, I barely got my Neo up in the air,
Well, let's also, the other thing is, I don't want to prejudge this drone before we even see. We really don't know what it is yet. So I don't know, until it comes out and we actually see the specs and what it can or can't do. I may not want it at all, but I may. But on the other hand, if it does something really cool, I may really want it. I don't know yet.
Yeah, don't pre-review them before they're even released.
That's what you say that all the time, Ron, and it's so true.
I
It
mean,
is very true.
yeah, the only thing that scares me is seeing those big old prop guards on there. That all it tells me is
Yeah.
the wishing season has already arrived at the Jersey Shore, and this drone won't cut the mustard this winter.
Hey guys, I went out to fly today, and I walked outside of the house, and it was sunny, blue skies. I went to my fly spot. I went over to Heroes Park. It was fogged in. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face, so there was no flying today, Ron. Ducks or no ducks, I couldn't fly.
Well, okay, and this is a great conversation, and I'm glad we're having this here, because I think a lot of us are like, well, number one, I'll hit it this way: the pocketbook. Okay, even if these are priced lower than normal here, it's like, okay, I'm gonna pay for this, how kind of thing. You think about that as well too. It's kind of oversaturated. But
I remember, just because the drone's cheap, if you buy a whole bunch of cheap drones, you want to spend as much money as you would want a more deluxe drone.
Exactly. Okay. And I think the other point that you guys had just raised, it's the old don't judge a book by its cover. Okay. We're seeing a lot of pictures, but we don't really have any specs on this. And we don't know what, things like runtime, the camera, and so forth, battery life, we don't know any of this right now.
And we don't know what kind of release it'll be, whether it be one of those releases where in the US you can't get it until a month after it appears, and then you can only order from DJI. You can't get it from other stores. DJI needs to work on those issues a little bit harder.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I don't know that DJI's got a choice, Ron. If they had their choice, trust me, they'd be available.
Yeah, they'll. I think if they're going to do this, if they're going to pull the trigger on this before Christmas, I think we'll see something early next week. I mean, if that's what they're going to do, because seeing that FCC, I saw everything else, and then I saw the FCC filing today, and I'm like, it's coming. I mean, it's the old Johnny Cash song. I hear the train coming. It's rolling around the boom. And it is. This train is rolling around.
We've seen a couple releases recently where it took a month after the FCC showed up. So it still could be. But releasing something early January is never a good idea, because most people are still paying their Christmas credit cards off, Bill.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. We're getting ready. We're getting ready to have our grandkids down. All right, and getting the house ready. But we're starting to spend quite a bit of money, because we're seeing some things that we need to make sure that we have for them, and want to make sure we have presents for our granddaughters and everything, and going out to eat, because that's we're going to do a lot of that while they're here. So yeah, money is going to be pretty tight.
Bill, highlight KC Crime Fighter's most recent comments about 4 back. He had the same concerns that I did about the availability of the drone.
Yeah, I agree. He's right. They probably want to do this, but I think right now, okay, for example, what was real interesting was, and I did it smart. When I got my Power 1000, I ordered that, and then separately I ordered the cables for it. And wouldn't you know, the cables were kind of like they were supposed to be shipped on the 29th, and I pinged them and I says, hey, when are these going to get shipped? And finally today they pinged me. Actually, they called me, believe it or not, and they said, we've gotten them back in stock. It'll get shipped. You'll have notification today, and boom, it did. So I think because they have something on sale and a lot of people are starting to get it, they may run out temporarily of some of these things. So and I think a lot of it is, when in an ideal world for them, for DJI, in terms of their logistics, they're going to have, like I've always said, they're going to have plenty of supply at their distribution hubs in the United States for when they make a release. Okay, and that's what it normally is in an ideal world. But it hasn't been that way due to a lot of shortages and a lot of other things.
It ain't their choice. It ain't their choice. Yeah.
Right. Normally in a perfect world, that's what would happen. But it's like Marcus said, it's not their choice. I mean, they're their hands are tied in a lot of instances. They may have part shortages from suppliers, and that was something we've seen over the past couple of years a lot, which has delayed a lot of their products from getting onto us. And, and then popularity. Who knew the Neo was going to take off like it did? And they were out of stock for quite a while. I mean, it took a while to get that back in. So, it's multifaceted. And then, of course, there's still the looming drone ban that's coming over everybody that we really don't.
And then even the tariffs coming that could raise the price of drones.
And tariffs as well, too. So we don't know any of this, okay? And, I just kind of like, I'm putting my blinders on and moving ahead with this kind of stuff.
Maybe wise to buy all the drone stuff you need before January 20th before tariffs raise prices.
And like Casey says, they still don't have the Air 3S. And it was interesting because when I got my replacement, the second replacement, guess where it came from?
Canada
again. Okay. And it's nice.
God bless the Canadians, Bill.
God bless you, Lauren.
Canada.
Oh, Canada. God bless you, Lauren, and all your fellow countrymen out there. We love you all. But it shows again, the logistics and things that are going on right now. Well, example, here's another thing, and this is kind of connected with this, but my wife needed to get a new laptop, and her laptop it's like almost 10 years old.
Her work laptop, or
she needed her personal laptop here at home, and I got her last one at Best Buy. And she couldn't, it was so far behind, it couldn't update to Windows 11. So we ordered one on Cyber Monday for her, got a great deal on it. And it's being built. Oh, guess where it's being built? Okay. 2 out of 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. It's over in China. It's over in China. So, we're going through, it goes through a little bit.
Yeah. So it'll have built-in spyware.
Yes. Built-in spyware. Absolutely. Okay. And it's going to have AI on it. And she told her, Valerie's like, I don't want AI on it. I said, you know what? If you don't hit the button, you don't have to worry about it. That's the way it is.
Just don't ask anything.
It'll come up. But they're still, talking about customs. And my whole point of all this is when it goes through customs. I ordered a laptop last year. When it goes through customs, it slows down a little bit when it's coming from China. Almost anything that's coming from China these days, even last year, it's slowing down. Because I got one coming too, and it's slowed down. It slowed down for about a day in terms of the shipping cycle, and it'll go through multiple iterations. And then what's interesting is on the outside of the box, when you get the laptop, they'll have a separate pack in there, and that pack will be the customs papers that they fill out. And what I found out a lot of times with customs inspections, what they'll do is they'll have, say, 1,000 computers in this big pallet. They just scan a barcode on the outside of that. They don't open these boxes up. They don't, it's because there's so much that's coming over. And that's the same thing with these DJI drones. That's exactly what they do. They just scan a pallet of it, and then they all get approved that way. But it has to go in a lot. But unfortunately, a lot of it's manual. A lot of it is, it gets slow. They slow the process down, and they have to get approved manually. And it takes time to do that. And that's why we have these delays.
Bill, you should have ordered the American-made laptops.
I wish. It's like no matter where you order from right now, like if you order Lenovo or Dell or HP, or Acer or anybody, they all come from over in China, all of them.
You should order a laptop made in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, what's real interesting is, okay, they fly them. Listen to this. Their distribution point is in Shanghai, and they fly from they ship. HP does almost all its shipping via FedEx. They fly from Shanghai to Memphis. It's a 12-hour flight. Okay. 12 hours. Well, what they used to do they actually have a point in Shenzhen where they take off as well too. And they would fly up to Alaska, and it would get cleared in customs up in Alaska before it would hit the Memphis hub. But now they flew directly. It's a 12-hour flight from Shanghai to Memphis over there.
Right.
So that's where we're at. I mean, this is going to be exciting. Who knows? We may see in the next couple of days, boom, something comes up. We get the mysterious, this 9 a.m. Tuesday kind of thing, and we'll
I
be
should
on.
get the launch party banner ready, Bill.
Get the launch party banner ready. Get have Johnny and Ray and myself and and Marcus will be robbed of his beauty sleep to get up, but we'll have fun. I mean, whenever it happens, we'll
shine the credit card up
and get your credit card ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
PayPal
or PayPal, whatever your method of payment is. So, but no, it's fun, it's exciting, and I think it's a nice way to end the year. We're on a positive note, and it's positive things are happening, and I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to it. So, this is where we're at. So, wow.
Yeah, it's all folks. That's what's far as good, and that's all I know about the flip.
Well, it's been a great.
Got back from basketball, high school basketball.
Well, there we go. Okay. Well, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in these next couple of weeks. And like I said, pay attention to what's going on because DJI is going to have more sales. It just doesn't end with Cyber Monday, and same with Amazon. Make sure you guys get back out there and look for some of these drones. Now, you got to be careful. And one of the things that a lot of these vendors do is they'll have these bundles out there with things you don't need. They'll have a landing pad or some other kind of thing you don't need, and they'll charge you $500 for it. It's stupid. It's stupid, ridiculous. They're just trying to make money. Go out there and try to get the ones that are by themselves, and you can find them. They're easy to find, but
accessories are cheap. If you want to buy them separately.
Exactly. If you want to buy them separately, like prop guards or extra props or batteries or things like that, you can find them out there and find them cheap. Be careful. One of the things I almost always recommend, like especially if you're going after batteries, buy them from the mothership, because a lot of times a lot of those batteries that are sitting at and Amazon, they've been sitting there a long time. Okay. So do yourself a favor, go out to the mothership and do that. Oh, I know what I wanted to mention. I got an email back from my contact at Cohito, Perspecta. And a lot of people have been emailing me about batteries for the Specta Mini and the Specta Air.
Did you see that the Specta Mini was $219 on the
yes, it had dropped, and the Air had dropped down to $799 from $999. Right. That was $200 under. New batteries will be available December 25th, is what my contact told me. So for those of you that are looking for batteries, and I know I've gotten several inquiries about it, good news, they will be available December 25th. My contact assured me 100%. So make sure you go out there.
Are they shipping from out of the country?
Yeah, they're going to be shipped. Initially, what I found out, and I got a little bit of a background with this, all right, they didn't have packaging for it. They had the batteries ready, but they didn't have packaging. So that's what delayed them shipping the batteries in the first place. And they finally have gotten packaging down, because the batteries they sent me, because they sent me batteries like right away, they were all wrapped in bubble wrap in a big box. Okay. No real, Specta Mini, Specta Air packaging, nothing like that. But now they're going to come and labeled correctly and in packaging. They've sorted everything out, and I've told December 25th. So Christmas Day, give yourself that gift of getting an extra battery. And, one of my videos that's really taken off, and I'm going to start doing more videos on it, is my Specta Mini. People are buying that like crazy right now. I had at least 5 or 6 people told me they just bought one of those and they really like it. And what Specta's done, and what I've done out on the group, on the Facebook group page, is I put links for their manuals out there, and also to download the app for you to, if you have the Mini. So that information's out there and available. I have those pinned up there so you can't lose track of it. And those are excellent manuals that they put out there. So you definitely want to take a look at that.
And you're basically getting a Mini 4K without geofencing.
Exactly. So you guys have any closing thoughts for tonight?
And without support. But
yeah, good point.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, happy holidays to everybody. I really would like to get out and do some flying, but the weather just hasn't been conducive. I've got high hopes for tomorrow. We've got kind of an inversion, so it's bringing a lot of fog down. But if you fly them, if you got them.
Ron. Any thoughts?
Yeah, just I guess exciting times with maybe possibly the drone. And also, they threw in there that maybe that 04 Air unit could come out too. So I guess the couple possibilities of products sneaking out from DJI, but I never thought another drone. We just had a discussion on that recently. That we thought we were done on drones for the year. So
Yeah.
DJI must have been listening and said, "Hey, over on Bill and them show over there, they're saying we're not going to release any more drones. Let's show those guys."
DJI says, "Hold my beer here."
Yeah, hold my beer. We got a drone we can put out here. So hey, I was being the crunch before, but hey, put a new drone. I don't have to buy. Nobody has to buy. If you don't like the drone's not for you, whatever. Just sit back and save your money for your Mavic 4 if it ever gets released in the US. That is or whatever. So
just be patient, Ron. Hum.
Patience, the virtue, and all that stuff. So yeah, folks, I hope everybody got something good for the Black Friday. Most people I know were shopping Black Friday, Cyber Monday for themselves, but hope you picked up something for your loved ones also. And I'll throw it over to Bill. Let him take us out for the evening.
Well, they never fail to surprise us, and also too, I didn't talk about it, but guess what Jasper had posted on there? Osmo Action 6. Did you see that?
They're leaking that too. So that's see, I can see that coming more. That's something they can just throw out the last minute. I mean, how many phone bills do they really sell anyways?
Well,
Osmo Action 6 would be another camera. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's another camera.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Oh,
okay. You mean I got to send my 5 Pro back?
Yeah.
So, Ron, I told my wife what I wanted for Christmas, but I asked her to call you first. Okay. So if that 6 is on the horizon, that's the one.
There we go. All said and done. Well,
I thought we were talking about the gimbal because they've been floating a new Osmo gimbal too.
Yeah.
Because the other company, Insta360, Igor leaked their release of a new phone gimbal.
Yeah.
Any day now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, guys, thank you all for a great chat as always. We're going to try to have a special guest on next week who I know you all enjoy. I emailed him today. I'm going to text him tomorrow. I really want to see if we can try to get him on to kind of wrap things up.
Frank Wang's going to try to make some room in the schedule.
Oh, I was thinking he was talking about Johnny.
Oh, that's Frank Wang.
We were having multiple guests on. You guys just spoiled it for the bunch. we're gonna. I'm serious. I'm gonna try somebody on. You know him. He's a great guy. Hopefully we can get him on next week. But thank you all for a great chat as always. You guys are great. You guys knock it out of the park in chats here. And I also want to say this. Thank you for all you who watch. Most of you watch Drone Nation. Okay, most of you watch us here as well too. Thank you for from all three of us. We thank you so much because it means so much to us because we put a lot of time and effort into putting these shows together and to getting this information out to you. And, we want to disseminate this information to you in a great way. And this has been a great time. As long as I still have enjoyed doing this, and I know Ron and Mark is still the same, we're going to keep doing this because we have fun. This is enjoyable. We're looking forward. April, it's like Valerie told me the other day, is it April yet? She wants to get to the drone meet again because she really enjoyed it, and we're gonna get down there and stay. So,
are you going on that pre-cruise? The cruise right before?
No. I wish we could, but no, we just don't because of vacation time and with wanting to see the grandkids and everything. I'd love to do something like that, but
Sarah and I are going. So anybody out there in the chat wants to join that cruise, it's going to be a good time. I know there's
Marcus and I talk. We're going to have Bob Dempsey on when he gets some time off of being Santa Claus to come on talk about the cruise a little bit.
And you know what? I gotta say this:
some other luminaries that are going to be on that cruise too. Let me tell you.
Kudos to our Bob Dempsey, who is the number one old fart with a drone. Okay, and he does a great job with his show and with everything that he does. But I'll tell you, I don't think I've ever seen a better Santa Claus out there. Okay, he knocks it out of the park. Bob does.
He's not in the chat tonight because he's probably working someplace.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I didn't see him. Exactly right.
This is his busy time of year. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty busy. All right, guys. Thanks so much. And as always, it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening.